All right, congratulations to Rod again. Next up to introduce our 2014 Player of the Year, Mr. James Ondo.
Thank you, Michael. The first time I met Grant Sturgeon, he had his head down folding shirts at Oakmont Country Club, and he looked absolutely miserable. The next time I saw Grant, when he was being interviewed by CBS for being on the first page of the leaderboard in the 2009 PGA Championship at Hazeltine. I checked on Grant years later through a mutual friend and learned that he won the Kentucky Open. I guess I realized why he looked so miserable folding shirts that day. As Mike Gilmore always said, you can't keep a thoroughbred in the stables. Fast forward a few years. I was lucky enough to land the head professional position at Appomattox. Mike allowed me to help him find my replacement. After a few phone calls, I was able to get in touch with Grant. A week or two later, Grant was in New York for the weekend, interviewing with Mike, myself, and Colin Burns. What I remember about that weekend was this slow-moving and slow-talking Kentuckian saying things like, gosh darn, golly gee, and darn it. I really didn't know how this was going to work, but thankfully for Grant, he would befriend Mike Diffley, and those pleasantries would be changed forever. Needless to say, Grant accepted the position of first assistant at the famed Wingfoot Golf Club, working for the one and only Mike Gilmore. Mike supports and encourages his staff to play and compete, and the Wingfoot membership also has a long history of motivating their professionals to get out on the golf course. It was the perfect recipe for a stud like Grant Sturgeon. In 2014, Grant had one of the finest playing seasons on record. He won the Westchester PGA, Met PGA Assistants Championship, Met Open, National Assistants Championship, and missed qualifying for the PGA Championship by one shot. Along the way, he won the Assistants Player of the Year award over Ben Polland and ran away with the Met PGA Player of the Year title. Grant, I know firsthand how hard you work at Wingfoot. I'm also inspired by how hard you work at your golf game. From late night practice sessions to early morning workouts, you're the epitome of a grinder. I am incredibly proud of your achievements, and I know that you have many more to come, but I'm even more proud to call you my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2014 Met PGA Player of the Year, Grant Sturgeon.
Thank you. Well, one thing I can promise you, gentlemen, my speech will not be nearly as eloquent as James's introduction there. Thank you, James. First, I'd like to say I will certainly try to be a little more brief than my pre-shot routine out on the golf course and make this quick. I want to start in saying just how lucky I feel to be a small part of the Met section, what I consider to be the best group of professionals in the country, and just to be standing here in front of you today. To Charlie, Jeff, and our entire Met section staff, thank you. You are truly the benchmark in our industry. You work diligently and you succeed in running the best tournaments at the best facilities in the most professional manner. It is an honor for me to tee it up and compete in our great events. To each of you here today and my peers in the Met section, thank you for inspiring me to improve daily as a golf professional, as an instructor, and as a competitor. The first step in achieving any success is just showing up. The environment we create by participating in learning opportunities like today and tournaments we compete in all season long is truly second to none. Since I arrived to Wingfoot a little over 2 years ago, There are two special golf professionals over to my right, along with the membership of Wingfoot. Thank you all. That should receive all credit for any small successes that I have achieved on the golf course, leading to me here today. What the members of Wingfoot, Mike Gilmore, and Mike Diffley have in common is a true love and passion for competitive golf. They have provided me with an unbelievable environment and the opportunity to reach my goals. I am blessed and fortunate to work at a facility where the members love and expect us to be outside enjoying the game with them. Mike Gilmore, where do I start? When I interviewed with Mike a couple of years ago, he asked me the question, as only Mike Gilmore can: "You love golf, right?" I answered correctly, I think. I told him I have loved golf since I was a 3-year-old and got started in the game. But very truthfully, I didn't have the same love and passion that I had felt most of my life. I was wounded, scared, and I had had my feelings hurt, failing to succeed playing for a living for the second time. Frankly, I just wasn't very good, and I had no idea where my golf ball was going. Mike simply led by example in forcing me back out on the golf course. In what seemed like every day, he would simply ask, "Did you play with the members?" Mike, thank you for believing in me and the opportunity to learn from you. Next, to his right, Mike Diffley. Simply put, you just have allowed me to have fun and enjoy every moment out on the golf course once again. The list of insecurities that you've addressed with me goes on forever. It's still a long list, but fortunately, you've made it shorter than it was 2 years ago. Your advice in helping restore my self-belief on the course is an ability I wasn't certain I would ever regain. But somehow, some way, you did that for me. Thank you. And last, I have to thank my parents. I get pretty emotional talking about them, so I'll try to get through this last little part. My parents, you have encouraged, guided, and supported my competitive spirit since I was a 3-year-old. I truly cannot thank you enough for the sacrifices that you have made over the years. If I can truly live as a humble servant in half the manner that each of you exemplify every day, I will be fulfilled both on and off the course. To my parents, I love you and thank you. Thank you all.
Fantastic acceptance, true sincerity. Now I get the best part to award a little hardware. Here's a plaque commemorating 2014 Player of the Year for outstanding play throughout the past year and in representing PGA professionals with distinction in competition. Grant Sturgeon, 2014. And a little piece of jewelry from PGA's partner Omega. Beautiful watch inscribed in the back, Metropolitan PGA Player of the Year 2014. Congratulations.